ערב שבת קודש, ערב שבת קודש, פרשת ראה, the Shabbat that we are blessing, mentioning Rosh Chodesh Elul, Tafshin Pei Gimel. The shiurim of Sefer Dvarim were sponsored Leilui Nishmata Tehora shel Marat Iris Bat Abigail. Ruach Hashem Tenechena Began Eden, Amen. It was sponsored by Isaac and Tehila Levi. ייבדלו לחיים טובים וארוכים, amen. הקדוש ברוך הוא will bless them with all the ברachot, and they should have nachat from all their children and all the family. This week's parasha was sponsored by an anonymous וכבוד מי, חזק ברוך for him. הקדוש ברוך הוא will bless him, ברכה והצלחה in everything. הקדוש ברוך הוא will fulfill all his wishes לטובה. This week's parasha, Parashat Re'eh, always falls on the Shabbat that we are blessing Rosh Chodesh Elul. Is it a coincidence or there is an idea behind? Another thing, we have in the beginning of the parasha a pasuk that has a problem with the grammar. The pasuk starts in singular, Re'eh, see, Anochi noten, I present before you today, bracha uklala. But the word present before you, in Hebrew it says lifneichem. Re'ei and lifneichem is not a proper grammar. The pasuk should have said either re'u anochi noten lifneichem or re'ei anochi noten lefanecha. Why the pasuk starts with the word re'ei singular and goes into plural lifneichem? This is question number one. Number two. Started why coincidence and re'ei anochi noten lifneichem. Another thing, if we are talking about beracha and klala, you don't see the brachot and the klalot. The brachot and the klalot you hear. So the pasuk should have said, Shma anochi noten lifnechem hayom beracha uklala. Or Shim'u anochi noten lifnechem hayom beracha uklala. What is the word re'ei? See, what has to do to see? What do you see here? And the last question is that we have to see what is the bracha, which bracha we are talking and which klala we are talking here about. You will look in Rashi, the first Rashi in the parasha, says Rashi, Re'ei anochi noten lifneichem, says Rashi, see, I present a blessing and a curse. Those said upon Mount Gerizim and Mount Ebal. We are now before entering Eretz Israel. Har Ebal and Har Gerizim, this thing, the Bracha and Klala, were not at all in the time of Moshe Rabbeinu. This was in the time of Yehoshua bin Nun when he entered Eretz Israel. So what has to do Har Ebal and Har Gerizim here now? First of all, let's explain what is the bracha and the klala in Har Ebal and Har Gerizim. What happened there? How was it there? Says the Mishnah in Masechet Sotah, in Perek Zayin, Mishnah Hey. The Mishnah says there, brachot uklalot keitzad. How was the brachot and the klalot? Says the Mishnah, keivan she'avu Yisrael et hayarden, when Am Yisrael crossed the Jordan, uba'u el Har Gerizim ve'el Har Ebal, they came to Har Gerizim and Har Ebal. So I'm skipping the language of the Mishnah, and the Mishnah says there, Shisha Shvatim, 6 Shvatim, 6 tribes, Alu lehar Gerizim. 6 tribes went up to Har Gerizim. Who went on Har Gerizim? Shevet Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Yisachar, Yosef, and Binyamin. They went on Har Gerizim. The other 6 went on Har Eival. Who are they? Reuven, Gad, and Asher, Zvulun, Dan, and Naphtali. They went on the other mountain, Har Eival. And says the Mishnah, 6 here and 6 in the other, and 6 here. In the middle, Kohanim and Leviim are standing. Even though we said that Shevet Levi were on Har Eival, on Har Gerizim, as we said, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda were on Har Gerizim. Nevertheless, we have the meaning is that the majority of the Shevet, of the tribe, were on the mountain, but some of Kohanim and Leviim that are from Shevet Levi, they stood in the middle between the mountains. The Kohanim in the middle between the mountains were the Aron HaKodesh. Around them stood the Kohanim, and around the Kohanim stood the Leviim. And then the Leviim, they turned to Har Gerizim, and they started with the Beracha. What did they say? They say, be blessed, Baruch Haish, be blessed the person, Asher lo ya'aseh pesel utemuna. Be blessed a person that will not make any pesel, any avodah zarah. And then the Leviim turned to Har Eival, and they are saying the same thing, but in a way of a curse. Arur Haish, be cursed a person that will do pesel and temuna, will do an avera, will do an avodah zarah. This what happened on Har Eival and Har Gerizim. Why the Am Israel had to be divided into 2? Some on the Har of the Beracha, some of the Har of the Kelala. Why not together? Why not standing together? The Gemara says that this from here we are learning that Kol Israel arevim ze bazeh. Every person has responsibility on the other. But what's the idea behind why not to stand together? Explains the Khatam Sofer. It's being also mentioned by the Kli Akar also. Both of them are walking in the same steps. That Re'ah Anochi noten lifnechem hayom beracha uklala comes to remind us the Gemara in Masechet Kiddushin in Daf Mem. The Gemara says there, Le'olam, always, a person should see himself as if he is half chetzio zakai v'chetzio chayav, as if he has 50 averot, 50 mitzvot, and 50 averot. This 50-50. This is what a person should feel. If he did one mitzvah, he should be blessed that he will be judged to the favorite. And if he did one avera, so he has a problem, and we need a rachmanut on him that he will be not judged to the favorite, he will be judged to the bad. Adds Rabbi Eliezer, and he says the same thing. He has to look upon the world as if the world is also 50-50. Let us say the world have 5,000 mitzvot and 500 averot. And if he did one mitzvah, ashrav, he has to be blessed that he did one more mitzvah. He favored himself and the world, because now you have 5,001, and if he did one more avera, so it's very bad, very, very bad that he caused also the world to be judged to the bad. This is being hinted in the pasuk, ראה אנוכי נותן לפניכם היום ברכה וקללה. Bracha and klala means to say, to be favored, to have berachot, or to be cursed, to have bad. Re'ei depends on you, the singular person. You are singular, but everything that you do influences the majority. You cannot be judged as a private person only. You are also you have to do with the majority. So this is what the pasuk is hinting to the person. Re'ei anochi noten lifneichem hayom beracha u'klala. The beracha and the kelala means the favorite and the bad depends on you, private person, because the world has to be looked as if he is 50-50. 5,000 mitzvot, 5,000 averot, means everything depends on you. Therefore, the pasuk, we understand why the pasuk started with the singular and ends with the plural. That the singular, the majority, the plural, the majority depends on the singular about the beracha and the klala, about favorite and to be judged to the bad. Here came in Rashi. And what did he say? He says, hints to the Har Eval and Har Gerizim. 6 tribes on Har Gerizim, the Har of the Beracha, and 6 on Har Eval, the mountain of the Kelala, the mountain of the bed. Why not together? Comes to tell us, to teach us. This is a miniature of the world, a miniature of Am Yisrael, the miniature of you, private person. 50-50. 6 tribes on Har Gerizim, 6 tribes on Har Eval. 50-50. Everything depends on you. If you will do one more mitzvah, favorite. One more avera to the bed. And this gives us to understand why Rashi brought it here into this pasuk, because this pasuk hints to the judgment of Rosh Hashanah, the judgment of the time that the world is being judged. Private is being judged, and the world is being judged. And the pasuk says, Re'ei anochi, not listen. Re'ei means put in front of you the picture of Har Eval and Har Gerizim. Make an imagination. 6 here and 6 here. Means 50-50 the world is. And then, according to this, you will be able to understand that your everything depends on you as a private person. This he answered. First of all, the question why starting in singular goes to the plural. He explained also Rashi, what Rashi meant, what Rashi brought here, Har Eval and Har Gerizim. We mentioned also why not all the nations stands together, but they are standing 6 here and 6 here. We can understand also why Chodesh, what's the connection between Chodesh Elul and Parashat Re'eh? Because this is the month that the time that we are preparing ourselves to Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippurim, to add more mitzvot and to reduce the averot, to do teshuvah, because the teshuvah causes to cancel averot. So this will help to favor the private person and to favor the world as well. I wanted to add here something more that we have to understand. When the Gemara says that always a person has to see himself as if he is 50-50. 50-50 of what? There's only one way to explain it. 50 mitzvot and 50 averot. So he's equal. He does one more mitzvah, be blessed. He did one more avera, very bad. But what the Gemara says, that the same thing he has to look upon the world as if the world is 50-50. This can be explained in two ways. We can explain 50-50 means 50 means, let us say, 5,000 tzadikim and 5,000 reshaim. Means the 50-50 refers to the people in the world. This is one way to understand. And there is another way to understand. 50-50 means 5,000 mitzvot and 5,000 averot. Has nothing to do with the people. These two explanations we find that well said. One was picked by Rashi, and the other one was picked by the Rambam. Rashi said that the world is being judged according to the majority, and if there is a 50-50, what is the 50-50? 50 tzadikim and chasidim, and 50 reshaim. Depends on the people. Rashi, this is Rashi. The Rambam, he says differently. The Rambam says that the world is being judged according to the majority. What is the majority? About the majority of mitzvot and majority of averot. He says the same thing as a country. That the country has more mitzvot than averot, so she will be favored. More averot and less mitzvot, she will be very bad. They have very bad life. 50-50 means 50 mitzvot and 50 averot. What will be the difference between Rashi and the Rambam? The difference will be that the world is 50-50. What does it mean 50-50? Let us say, take an example. Let us say according to the 50-50. Let us say 5,000 tzadikim, 5,000 reshaim. Now, a person, the same thing happened to a person. A person was 50-50, 50 mitzvot, 50 averot. If this person will do one more mitzvah, so according to Rashi, if he did one more mitzvah, so he helped the world. According to Rashi, it will be a big problem. Nothing moved here. Why? Because according to Rashi, it depends on the people. If you have 5,000 tzadikim, 5,000 reshaim. Let us say there was one tzaddik in the people that he had 90 averot and 10 mitzvot. But he is considered among the people. He added and he did one more mitzvah. He himself didn't change, but he added the mitzvah to the world. But he didn't change because he has still 89 averot that he did, and he's considered still a rasha. He's not a tzaddik, but he did a one more mitzvah. According to the Rambam, it's okay, because everything goes according to the number of mitzvot in the world. And since he did one more mitzvah, so he helped the world. But according to Rashi, He didn't. The world didn't change. He did one more mitzvah, but he didn't change. The world didn't change because the scale didn't move. He remained still a Rasha. Came here the Noda Bihuda, and he says, Chidush, this person that did one more mitzvah, even though for himself he didn't help anything, but he helped to the world, says Rabbi Yehuda, since this person helped the world, you saved the world, he himself also will be judged to the favorite. Even though the world will be judged to the favorite, but according to Rashi, he didn't change, and he remained a Rasha, and he should have very bad life. But since this person saved the world, if you save the world, Borei Olam will judge you privately, will judge also you as a private person to the favorite. And therefore, this is a big thing that every person has to learn from here. What is his power? Every boy has to understand and to put in his mind. Don't rely upon other people. I don't have to say salichot. I don't have to do anything. Means I can continue. Means the Rabbi is a tzaddik. All these people are tzaddikim. Everything. Nothing depends on me. I am only a little screw here in the world. The contrary. You are a screw in the world, but this is a screw. You are a screw that you can favorite the whole world, and you have also a bonus. If because of you, the world will be favored, you yourself also will be judged to the favorite. And of course, everyone has to take it upon himself and to strengthen himself in this time of Chodesh Elul, that the time of Chodesh Elul, to prepare yourself. We know that the Mishnah in the Masechet Baba Kama, the Mishnah says, if there is a tree that or a wall that can fall to the street and can cause damage to the street, you give the person 30 days. You give a person to remove the trouble that it can cause. If this goes, it can fall. The wall can fall. So you give him 30 days to take away all the stones from the wall, in order that the wall will not fall on people. And the Mishnah says there, how long you give him, this person, you give him 30 days to remove it. And what will be if it fell within the 30 days is exempt. If he did it after 30 days, if it fall and it caused damage, he is obligated to do it. And therefore, we cannot, this is the way. And therefore, because of this, we are learning from here something very important. Leket Yosher, he was a student of Baal Trumat Hadeshen. And he says that the Baal Trumat Hadeshen, he says that the same thing that you have, that Chachamim gave 30 days to remove a damage that can be caused, and we give him 30 days, the same thing Borei Olam gave 30 days to a spiritual damage, the sins, and Borei Olam gave these Chodesh Elul. He gave it to the people in order that they will be able to fix themselves. The same thing 30 days to fix the wall, the same thing 30 days to fix the sins of a person, that this way he will be able to come to the Rosh Hashanah and to Yom Kippurim. He will be clean and remove the damage. I want to wish every person the Birkat Shabbat Shalom, and in Yetz Hashem we will meet next week. One more thing that we have to pay attention here, that the Chodesh Elul, the word Elul is a strange word, and the Lepet Yosher, I must tell you, that he brings in his book, he brings there that the Targum explained, Shlach Lecha Anashim, when Moshe Rabbeinu was sent the Meraglim, Shlach Lecha Anashim, V'yaturu et Eretz Knaan, will tour the land of Israel. So says Targum, V'yaturu v'yalelun. The word Elul is here in the Targum. So says the Leket Yosher, from here we are learning, and what is the meaning v'yalelun? V'yaturu, to look for. And the idea, he says, of Chodesh Elul is to tour. What does it mean to tour? To take all your all what you did during the year and to make a tour in the diary of what you did in this from last Kippur till today, and if you find anything that has to be fixed, you should fix it. Again, I want to wish everyone the Birkat Shabbat Shalom, and Yetz Hashem, we will meet next week. We have the Selichot. We'll speak also about the Selichot in Yetz Hashem, and also the connection to the Parashat, and other ideas that has to do with Chodesh Elul. Shabbat Shalom.